Hi, this is a short tutorial video on molecular formula. Remember, the molecular formula is called the true formula. It is the not simplified version. It is a formula that has not been reduced. But today we're going to calculate molecular formula. The way to calculate molecular formula is you just need to remember me. So M stands for molecular mass. And that will always be given to you in the problem. E stands for empirical mass, and you're going to have to calculate this from your empirical formula. So when you look in the problem, if you look, the number they gave me, 180.01 grams per mole, that is my molecular mass. That means that is the mass of my molecular formula, but they will always give you the M in me. The second part is we have to figure out the empirical mass. First, before we can figure out the mass, we have to find the empirical formula, and this time it's been given to you. Now, this is the empirical formula because this is the simplest that you can divide or simplify this. There's 1 carbon, 2 hydrogen, and 1 oxygen. There is not a number besides 1 that is divisible into any of these. So this is my empirical formula, and I need to find the empirical mass. So I need to find his mass of that empirical formula. So what you do is you write your empirical formula, and to find the mass, I'm going to look up, you want to list, do your molar mass. How many carbons do you have? 1. How many hydrogens do you have? 2. How many oxygens do you have? 1. And then you go to the periodic table and you look up the atomic mass for each of the elements. Carbon is 12.01. Remember, you want 2 places past the decimal on your atomic mass if we can get it. Hydrogen is 1.01 and oxygen is 16. You multiply across. 1 carbon times 12.01 is 12.01. 2 hydrogens times 1.01 is 2.02. 1 times 16 is 16. And then you add up your total. And when you add all of those up, that is your molar mass, but it's also the mass of your empirical formula. So I get 30.03. So that becomes, this is your empirical mass, and you got it from your empirical formula. This number is your bottom number. So you're going to put 30.03. So when you divide this, it should give you 5.99, and we're looking for a whole number. So that rounds up to 6. We call this the multiplier. So you take your multiplier, and you're going to multiply it by the empirical formula. Remember, we're trying to figure out what it looked like before it was simplified or reduced. So you take your multiplier, and you multiply it by the number of carbons. So 6 times 1 carbon, 1 times 6 tells me that I used to have 6. 6 times 2 hydrogens tells me I used to have 12. 6 times 1 oxygen tells me I used to have 6. So we call this the molecular formula because this is what it looked like before it was reduced. This is the true formula. That's a short video on molecular formula. Thank you.